Hey guys, Petty Officer 3rd Class Brandon Wyatt with Off the Grid News. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to share 6 tips for your holiday safety and security, specifically in securing your own home. Now, to give you a little background on myself, I, as a medic, served with the Marine Corps in Iraq, helping protect the U.S. Embassy for a little over a year with my Marines. So I'm no stranger to force protection and especially protecting areas that are very, very fragile. So today, some of the ideas, some of the tips that I'm going to share with you, although not guarding an embassy, guarding your home, still a lot of these same principles, and my past experience will help maybe shed a little bit light on that. Of course, the 6 that I'm going to share with you, there are a multitude of other security tips, and hopefully this will open the discussion, and please feel free on our forum here to share some of those ideas. So getting right into it, the first one I want to share with you should be one of the most obvious things, and that is get to know your neighbors. They will be your best line of defense. If the dog gets out and the garage door goes up, they're going to be the first person that's going to text you and let you know. Also, they're going to know your normal schedule when you're in and when you're out, and they're going to be able to, again, help you protect your home when you're not there or around. Moving right along, one of the things that isn't often thought about, but this is again something that you're going to be thinking about over the holiday season. And again, you're probably watching this video right before our Thanksgiving, so this is a good time to be thinking about these tips. Light and light timers. This is a really great low-cost security device that you can use to protect your home. What I love about these is, first of all, you could find them virtually anywhere. Walmart, you can get them for just about 10 bucks, but if you're on even a tighter budget, take a look at your local thrift store. A lot of times, in fact, I picked this one up just for a couple of bucks. You can pick them up very, very inexpensively at a lot of different locations. And again, those would be used for a lot of times for your holiday lights and that sort of thing. But what I like to do with them, and what I really love about them, is if you can get one that has 2 settings, daytime and a nighttime, vary those so it looks like somebody's there in the morning. Turn on a light for 15, 20 minutes. Most of them have a half-hour time setting. And vary your schedule. Have them on in 3 or 4 different locations. One maybe that turns on in your bedroom, one in the living room at different times. It's just a great way to make yourself a harder target. And all you're trying to do is become a little bit harder target. Moving right along, this is one that is really in the forefront of my mind, and it should be in the forefront of your mind. You need to use a special care when using social media like Facebook and Twitter. A lot of times people want to get out there and tell everybody about an exciting trip that you're about to go on. Well, I can assure you the bad guys are looking at those types of things as well. You never know who you're connected with or what security options that you've opted into with Facebook. But what I've noticed about my own personal Facebook account is, even though I've opted to keep a lot of people out of my life, in some cases those just have not updated and people have been able to get information about me. And believe you me, posting that we're going on a 2-week vacation to Disney World is just an open invite for problems. So use a special care with that. Another subcategory of that would be look at the check-ins. There's places that you can check in. You might not want to opt into checking in someplace, because if somebody has been monitoring you, very easily I could walk up to your mailbox, pull it out, get your name, and then start figuring out a little bit about your life. And that is, again, just you want to look at those social media outlets. They're very accessible through our phones. We don't always think about how we use those things too. Moving right along, the third thing I want you to think about too is, and this seems like a no-brainer and common sense, is just lock the doors when you leave your home, obviously, but also when you re-enter your home. Getting in those types of habits are just good, healthy habits. Putting the garage door down all the way when you come in and then locking the door. Creating levels, if you will, of areas of defense. That, again, is going to keep you secure. And if you have little ones in your house like I do, training them properly is one of the things that's going to add to your level of security. Another thing, a fourth point that I want to bring up is you want to augment your Windows security. And one of the suggestions that has been out there, and one of the things that I personally like to do, is they make these Windows stickers that say, ADT or XYZ security. What I would suggest highly is looking at those. Don't buy the fake ones, because the bad guys have Google too, and they can look up and find out which ones are the fake ones. ADT, Brinks, some of these very reputable companies that are well known out there, you could buy these placards for Windows and whatnot. Those are companies that people know. They're not fake companies. And again, you're trying to become a harder target than the average person out there. Okay, so moving right along, another thing that a lot of people don't think about is just keeping your place looking nice. And snow removal this time of year, we're in the Midwest. I realize that this video is going out to several thousand people across the United States, northern Canada, and for that matter, all around the world. So we have different people in different climates as well. Keeping snow removal in the forefront of your mind before you go on a vacation, maybe paying somebody ahead of time to come and remove that snow or be contracted to do that would be a great way to stay safe as well. One of the things that I like to do, again, if there's snow in the forecast, is pre-treat with salt before I go on vacation. That way, if we do get a light snow, it looks like it's either been removed or that something has happened to it, that somebody's been there to remove it. Again, part of that actually is also, if you don't live in a climate where there's a lot of snow, you certainly want to think about other things, and that's stuff in the yards, removing anything in the yards that would be junk. And on Google Earth, you could go through people's neighborhoods and almost pick out the ones that are going to be the easier target, and those are going to be the places where, you know, unkempt bushes and trees, that sort of thing that shows a lack of care. Again, what you're trying to do is become a harder target than the other person as well. So these are just a few of the security tips. The other thing that I would do for home protection, you obviously want to make sure that your whole family has a game plan, and that is really the sixth tip. What do you do? Come together and talk about that game plan as a family. Security has to be important. When the holidays come, you want to make sure that you're prepared, because everybody's aware of Black Friday. They know that you're going to be acquiring more gifts and that your home potentially could have a lot more things that they would like to make theirs. With Off the Grid News, this is Brandon Wyatt. Thank you and have a great day.